So this is the beginning of the hike, and we're literally going into the smoky craters of, I don't know, Mount Doom here. This may be the last time you see us, so hopefully we make it out of here.
I guess you were right.
We got off to a 2-hour delay because the ranger last night told us that we needed to get a permit at the Outback station, because this is on the edge of a day hike.
So we can follow these rocks, right?
Correct. But it turns out we didn't need to do that. So now we have to make up some time. Hopefully we'll see you in, 8 hours? On our 14-mile hike. So we're about, 20 minutes into our hike? 15 minutes into our hike? Half a mile in. Completely barren. But I do think there's a rainforest over to our right, which we have to get to, and rainforest ahead. But right now we are walking on a lava flow. So here we started walking in a little bit of foliage and trees. They're very young. Came from over there. As long as we stay within these stacks of rocks, we know we're on the trail. Starting to get a little wetter here, almost as if we're walking towards a jungle. It's definitely a lot more rainfall in this area, or water collection. Maybe 3/4 of a mile to a mile in. Of course, I just said that. And now we are right on the edge here. You can see one of the big mountains in the distance. I think we begin our hike into a forest after leaving a lava pit. So according to our calculations, we have about 4 to 6 miles till the end of this trail. If we look to our right, starting to increase our elevation, where there's definitely steaming up there. And I'm not sure, this may be one of the craters that we flew over yesterday in the helicopter.
It's quite possible.
So here we're going down. You can see how the lava just flowed through here. I think we're hiking all the way out to that smoldering pit down in the far distance. So here we have flowers growing in the middle of this lava pit. It's almost like carved perfectly for a hike, naturally. Kara, this way. This has to be probably 5 feet, 5, 6. It's as tall as me. These. Every once in a while, when you put your pole down, you hear the hollow ground underneath you. I know, it's so light though, the rocks. I mean, that looks like it's petrified wood right there. So we've made it out, and now we're going to the next step of this journey, which is over more lava. But now we're not in that little canyon. So we're a little over 2 miles in. You can see some instruments up there at the top. Probably to read the conditions out here. We're hiking in zero water out here. There's the rainforest around the rim. Very clear day. We lucked out because it can rain, and it can rain very hard while you're out here. But very calm. Record-breaking weather, actually. It said yesterday was a tie for the record high this time of year, and Kauai had a record high temperature yesterday. Another quarter of a mile up crater as we increase our elevation for the next stretch of this hike. So here you can see we're kind of coming on the rim here of a crater, following the path still. Now we did bring some painter's masks with us just in case, but you can see how unstable the ground is here. But I wouldn't walk too close to the edge because you can see where it's cracking, and this all kind of just falls deep into a pit where we're going to continue following these here. I prefer to not fall in to the pit that I can't even see the bottom of, and as you see, it's smoking all around us. Here it is from a different vantage point. I'm going to try and get a little closer, but not too close, because as I'm looking, you can see where that all fell in to this pit. And we are going to go that way. So now we are walking downwind of these semi-poisonous gases, but hopefully we don't feel sick, and I did bring the painter's masks, so if we do feel a little queasy, we can put them on and filter out some of the sulfuric acid or sulfur dioxide, or I think it's sulfur dioxide. But as I walk past the next marker and I turn around, you really get the feeling that you're walking on Mars or the moon. Here, as we walk to the next set of stones and you look to the right, I mean, it just drops off. And there was the mountain I filmed earlier. Trying to keep this camera as steady as possible, but as you can see, the ground is very unstable. So we've gone about 1/8 of a mile, maybe a quarter mile down, and in the distance you can see the ocean. And over there is another giant crater that I think we're hiking to. Every once in a while we hear a helicopter go over our heads, and we're starting to approach the rim of the crater here. So we keep following these stone pillars. A little bit closer. So we've made it 3.5 miles. And we are at the rim of a crater here that has a forest growing in it. This is what it looks like all the way around us. So we've made it to Napau Crater. I've probably butchered that. There's a bird flying up there. I don't know if I can capture this on here, but must be nice to fly over all this. Oh, there's some people on the trail too. And off to the next. And off we go now into the rainforest. Don't think grandmother's house is on the other side of this. So here we are now in the woods. There's a ledge to our right, or I should say left. On to the next stretch. It's much, much cooler in here. So, this is the crater's edge. It is probably as tall as the Empire State Building down there. Back into the forest. Has that distinct volcanic smell.
There's ticks here.
I don't think so. I would have seen. I feel like there would have been something at the trailhead.
Huh?
I feel like there would have been something at the trailhead like they have in New York that warns people. But this is really a jungle. I mean, wearing shorts right now, and my legs are getting wet from the brushing against all of these tall grass and ferns.
Are you recording?
Yeah. So we made it to Napau Crater at 1.9 miles, the intersection of Naulu Trail and chain of craters. So now we just have to keep trekking through the rainforest. So we're still walking through this rainforest, but it is very dense in here. And yes, we are wearing shorts. And no, we don't have bug spray on. But this is not the place to do it, since we really don't want to stop. Because we got a little bit of a late start, as I mentioned earlier. And we're trying to catch up. We've made it past the 5-mile mark now. It's still before noon. Just about 11 o'clock now. And we hope to make it to the end of this trail and back in one day. We're going up right now with that crater still to our left.
This is probably one of the coolest hikes I've ever been on.
I would say so. So we've made it out of that thick, and we're now walking. It's widened up a little bit, but I mean, it's like a disaster zone in here. All the dead the palm fronds. I think that's what they're called. But still making our way. I heard a helicopter go over, so can't be too bad. And I guess we get some kind of cell phone reception in here since our phone went off. But let's see what happens next quarter mile. So we've just come out of that. Oh, sorry. Zooming in. And this must be very recent lava flow through here, because all of a sudden we are just on the edge of rock, lava rock, and we have to go back through that. If we come around, it looks like it just stopped right here. So at this point we're a little tired, but I want to make it to the end and we turn around and do it all over again. You can see there's an orchid in there, just growing in the middle.
Let's go.
So this is the next stretch here. Actually just had some people pass us. They're taking a lot of video. It looks like they're just going for the walk. But still see the stones. Keep following them. But right now it's back to semi-barren. We got a lot of... So looks like we're going through the flow, but you see the rocks that look kind of like that. I'm filming. So, it doesn't get any better. We're still going through this stuff. And I couldn't film actually because it got so dense, very much like this here. And even worse than this, where we're just literally walking through bushes and leaves and trees and ferns and orchids and... But luckily those people probably knocked all the spiders off before us, so don't have to worry. So I hope this view is worth it at the end of this. And then we have to go back through all this once more to get back home to Kilauea military camp for the night. And tomorrow we are off to the black sand beaches and green sand beaches on our way back to Kona and on our way back to the Hilton. So I'm going to sign off in a second. Looks like it is clearing up just a little bit up ahead. So quickly, here's what once used to be an old factory where they would process a fern material, fiber, and they used it to stuff pillows and mattresses. But we got to keep going. Well, we made it out. I'm definitely going to put our zip-up pants on after this on the way back. And if anyone does this hike, I suggest that you go to LL Bean. And no, this is not an endorsement or something similar, and get a pair of pants that allow you to zip into shorts and make them long, because walking through this really does scratch you up. Hopefully we are near the end of this trail. It's actually closed. We could keep going after a certain point and camp, but I guess due to volcanic activity it's closed. So we decided to put the pant legs on after the two tourists from Germany in front of us decided to turn around after they made it this far, and it makes a world of difference. So if anybody is watching this video, I suggest that you wear long pants, bring a hiking pole with you, bring plenty of water. The umbrella came in real handy when we had our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out on the lava flow way back. And hopefully the next time I'm recording, we have made it to our destination. I can actually see the volcanic, I think they call it VOG, V-O-G, coming out of the crater ahead of us. No more than 2 minutes after these guys turn around, we've made it to the trail, to the lookout. Hopefully it's only right around the corner. Well, this is what it was all about. It's very soft footing here, but I wish this video can do it justice, because, I mean, this is incredible.
No.
And there's the volcano in the distance that we flew over the other day in another video. It kind of looked like a smiley face. But I'm gonna turn this off for a second, grab some lunch, and hopefully get a few more pictures in. This is what it looks like after you hike that trail. My feet hurt so much. The last video I took, the battery died like no more than a millisecond after that video. And then we hiked back. And it took us, what, 7 hours? 8 hours?
7 hours and 20 minutes.
Started at 8:30 in the morning and finished at 4:20 in the afternoon. Anyway, I hope I can get a better video than this, but it was worth it. It just was a long hike over really, really rough terrain.